This is a public service.
Your captain?
Yes.
How come you guys aren't arresting people in here anymore?
What do you mean?
Justin was arrested in here 2 weeks ago for holding a sign that they refused to act on with Judge McCaubrey is sitting in that chair right there. Why?
I don't know.
What are your instructions in here?
Just maintain the meeting.
Maintain the meeting. So when somebody's in their public comment period and the commissioners direct you to remove them from the room under arrest for disrupting the meeting, are you going to follow that directive?
Yep, you're instructed to leave.
Yeah?
Yep.
So you're going to let them interrupt our public comment period and tell us to leave. I want to make sure that you're aware of your responsibilities to the law. Because when it happens in here and you arrest him, I'm going to fucking name you in the lawsuit, okay?
That's fine, Michael.
You need to understand that when we have our 3 minutes of time up there, that is a designated time that is our time to speak. We can't be interrupting the meeting during our time to speak, right? How can we be interrupting the meeting during our time to speak? Is that fair?
Michael, I'm not going to go.
You don't want to, but see, this is the thing. You're going to follow illegal orders from them, and you're going to act oblivious to it. Does that give you the plausible deniability that Major Fowler referred to in my legal hearing the other day in the courtroom?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, literally. We got cops in LPD getting caught up in plausible deniability, and that really sounds like what's going on here. Because when we're in our 3 minutes of time, that's our 3 minutes. The commissioners aren't supposed to be interrupting us. It's actually a violation of our... Huh? Yes. Yes. And that's exactly what's happened in here. And the man's been arrested for it. The man's been directed to leave, and they shut down public comment. They came in here and rearranged this entire room so that they could get their shit together instead of just arbitrarily arresting people, hopefully. But my thing is you guys keep following these orders like little Nazis, and I'm getting sick of it. They tell you have these elected officials up here taking command of your department and telling you to do things that are unconstitutional, and you guys are just following along like little piggies. I'm wondering what the fuck. When is that shit going to change?
I'm sorry you feel that way, Michael.
This isn't a sorry I feel that way moment, man. This is a situation where we have the right to speak in a designated public forum, and when they give us our 3 minutes, we have the right to go up there and say anything we want. Cohen v. California says I can use curse words and derogatory language as well. But when they don't like it, if we speak to their character, they're going to just throw us out of the room? And you're going to support that?
Well, again, I hope that doesn't happen tonight.
But it is happening. It happens regularly in here. And I'm trying to get to the whole point of, are you going to follow those illegal directives? If the commissioner tells you that somebody has to leave, and regardless, you're just going to follow it. Whether it's right or wrong or indifferent, you're just going to follow it because they told you to.
Mike, what it boils down to is if they deem you're disrupting a meeting,
okay,
and you're asked to leave, yeah, you have to leave.
Then you're going to follow through on that?
Yes.
Okay, so when they deem that I've disrupted the meeting, okay, are you familiar, and I'm not even recording, man, check it out. Are you familiar with K.S.A. 215922?
Yes.
Okay, let's pull that up and let's take a look at it real quick because I want to make sure you're fully familiar with it. You don't have to happen to have it in your phone already, ready for the meeting, do you? Because that's what they do over at the...
That's the statute for disrupting a public meeting.
Yeah, let's go ahead and...
I can't tell you verbatim what it says.
Yeah, because over at... well, I'm going to pull it up because it's important that you know verbatim what it says because they're misusing it, just like they're doing at the City Commission last night. But they're coming to the City Commission with the statute in hand, ready to go, like it's already prepared. So, get that to go away so people will quit texting me. All right. So, interference with the conduct of a public meeting, public business in public buildings is conduct at any public building owned or operated or controlled by the state or its political blah, blah, blah. And it comes down to knowingly deny the public official, public employee, or any other person on such premise lawful rights of such a, that means access to facility, leave, come and go, use the facilities, or leave any such public building. Knowingly impede a public official or employee in the lawless performance of their duties by restraint, abduction, coercion, intimidation, or by force or threat of force. Okay? Knowingly refusing or failing to leave. Now, this gets particular down here. if such person is committing or threatens to commit or incites others to commit any act which did or would, if completed, disrupt, impair, interfere, or obstruct with the lawful missions, processes, or procedures. Now, mind you, I'm in my public comment period. How can I interfere with my own public comment period? That's something you need to keep in mind. Number 4, knowingly impeding, disrupting, or hindering the normal proceedings, and then come down here to by any act of intrusion into the chamber. Okay, this isn't an intrusion into the chamber situation. 5 is going to refer to intrusions into the chamber as well. And if we go on down, it talks about aggravated being with a weapon. And see, because of the fact of the way you guys have overreacted and gone with them, I have suspended my Second Amendment rights for fear that you would charge me with a felony under their bullshit designation of 5922. Do you get what I'm getting at? So now not only has my First Amendment right been inhibited by the misuse of this law, my Second Amendment has been chilled by the feared misuse of this law. Do you understand what 5922 is now?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Mike.
Okay.
Thank you, sounds good.
So we've gone through the law. If I'm up there during my public comment period, this law doesn't give you the ability to say I'm interrupting the meeting. It doesn't give them the ability to do that either. It's during my time. I've been given that time.
You make good points.
But it doesn't really matter. If they tell you that I'm disrupting, you're going to just take me out of here.
That's the directions we have right now.
That's the directions you have. And even though you're being advised that those are going against the codes, against the Kansas statutes that you're sworn to uphold, you're going to go ahead and just do whatever they say.
I'm not saying that.
That's what you are saying. If they tell you that I'm disrupting you and tell you that I have to leave, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Even though in the statute, you can clearly see that according to what they're saying during my public comment period, how can I, huh?
Can you pull it up again?
Sure.
I just want to read that.
Yeah.
One section again. I know that 4 and 5 don't apply. Go to 3.
Go to 3, okay. Being requested to do so by the chief administrator or such officer's designee charged with maintaining order in such public building if such person is committing. Those are the key words there.
Well, we shouldn't have any presentations for the regular Zoom meeting.
During my public comment,
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I can't be disrupting.
I get what you're saying.
Thank you.
Okay? So can we see an adjustment happening with the sheriff's department now?
Well, I think, again, were you arrested, or was
Justin was.
Was he arrested during public comment?
He was arrested over his sign, and then he was silenced several times with public comment. I'm wanting to get.
That was relayed to me.
Well, it's interesting because Karen Willie directed that the 2 men with signs be removed, and then they just focused in on Justin and removed him. So that's a little confusing about how all that played out. What I'm trying to get to is the 5922 that they're using. Do you understand?
No, I get where you're coming from.
Okay. I think they may, and maybe you can help your people at LPD because this is what they're using on me now at the city for 2 weeks in a row.
Honestly, Michael, I need to research it more.
Okay.
So
Well, you guys need to.
I can do that tomorrow.
Because
and then
I'm
you can give
being
me a phone
accused of violating these statutes, so I dig into them and I start looking into them, and I'm not a dumb
call. You're
person.
an intelligent guy.
So these statutes, there's nothing being violated during 3 minutes of public comment.
If you want me to look into it more, I can give you a call
Please.
this week.
Please. I'd just like some clarification from the sheriff's department as to what's going to be acceptable and not in here, because the problem is we have commissioners that are very inconsistent about what they allow and what they don't. 1 weekend a sign's allowed, one person can bring a sign, another person can't. You can sometimes have it up there, you sometimes can't.
Honestly, I thought signs were fine.
Well, but the problem is Justin had a sign up there that they kept shutting his mic off and shutting everything down over. And I tried to ask Patrick Kelly last week after that meeting if we were done arresting people for free speech, and all he'll tell me is that he's received my email and has nothing to say. So my point is I'd like to be done with this fucking commission room, but the only way I can do that is if I can get an assurance that we're done fucking around with the First Amendment. Is that fair? Okay. So if anybody that's in charge around here wants to clarify if we're going to quit fucking with people about free speech, I'll be happy to go home. Thank you. And by the way, you guys don't get any leave with me anymore. No. Sheriff's Department used to get a little leave with me because you guys were a little different. Those days are over because of what I saw in here and because of the way Armbruster acts.
From a couple weeks ago.
Yep. And because this guy buddies, well, yeah, we don't anymore though. This guy buddies up to me, his girlfriend buddies up to me, and then they come up here and violate rights. You know, buddy up to me and then turn around and start violating rights. So you guys are all the same blue line. That's the problem. You stood here and argued with me 10 minutes telling me that just because the commissioner says to do it, you're going to do it. You're not armed fucking Gestapo thugs. You have to follow the fucking laws, guys. And just because a commissioner says to do it, if it's outside the law, it's your ass. So it's time we wake up around here.
We're out here today to ensure our natural rights are respected by those who swore an oath to support, protect, and defend the rights of the people. The purpose of all interactions is to peacefully promote government accountability and transparency. Please like, share, and subscribe so this message can reach as many people as possible. I implore you to peacefully seek redress to any and all of your grievances. This is a public service.